If you follow this man off to the left for any length of time, you should not be surprised of the antics that he puts on for his usual case of milk bone dog biscuits. Now, I've been on this man for the longest, ever since I started my YouTube channel. I can't stand this man. This man is the walking epitome of filth, and he is the disgusting individual. And the tactics that he uses to try to demonize a man who has done nothing to him. This man, off to the right, head coach Deion Sanders for the Colorado Buffaloes, has been a winner his whole life. He has talked the talk, and more importantly, he has walked the walk. He's been like this his whole life. There's nothing about head coach Deion Sanders that you can say about him that he hasn't done. Now, Deion Sanders is the only man to participate in a World Series and in a Super Bowl. He's the only man that ever done it. He is the walking embodiment of excellence. And what he says is congruent with what he does. And we are in this social media age where if you're a media member, you cannot come out and just say all kinds of bullshit and think that you won't get checked on it. The days of formulating a narrative without getting your facts straight are over, because we have the ability to research and fact check and debunk anything that you say that might be false. And this is where we at with this gelatinous gargantuan giant in Jason Whitlock. Now, Jason Whitlock says that, that he had to stop supporting Deion Sanders. Motherfucker, you never been a fan of Deion Sanders. Let's keep this 100. When Deion Sanders left Jackson State to become the head coach of Colorado, you have done nothing but go on this nonsensical diatribe about him leaving black people and all that. But when have you ever been for black people, you dirty fuck? When have you ever been for black people? Every time we turn our heads, you're always talking shit about black people. On your podcast, on Travis Clay's Toilet Outkick, or on Fox News, or on Fox Sports, or on ESPN when you was a contributor to Jim Rome's Burning. Your whole fucking life has consisted of nothing but trashing black folks. And you sit up there and defend a motherfucker like Jason Aldean when he made that racist song, Try That in the Small Town. Yeah, you was quick to defend that. You're a notorious butt dancing sellout. And you're unapologetic in your coonery. And what you're saying about Deion Sanders is nothing more than lies and projection. Let's just keep this 100. That's exactly what this is all about. It's about lies and projection because the facts are not on your side. So when the facts are not on your side, let's just formulate some false narrative and let's just carpet bomb the airwaves with this false narrative in an attempt, no matter how feeble it is, but it's an attempt anyway. So let's just formulate some false narrative in an attempt to demonize a man who is a winner, and he's all apologetic about how he wins, about how he moves, because how he moves and how he conducts himself and how he executes are all congruent. There's no ambiguity there. There's nothing you can question. The man is telling you how he's going to do it, and he went out there and does it. And you can't stand that in the Jason Whitlock. Because, see, a Bama like you would run from a guy like me when I bring these talking points up. All these little bullshit talking points you want to throw out there in the atmosphere and poison the youth with it and poison other people who might listen to your trifling ass about it. A guy like me will come in and kick you off your goddamn high horse. Because that's what I do. That's what I am. I'm a guy that will kick you off your fucking high horse. You are, look, there's no words I can formulate that's going to describe the person you are, Jason Whitlock, because calling you a coon is not enough. Calling you a buck dancing sellout is not enough. Calling you a fucking Uncle Tom is not enough. Now, you went in your little toilet trashing Deion Sanders after he won the game. You sound no different than that Dennis Dodd motherfucker that was on CBS Sports. You sounded no different than him. And obviously, you had better things to do than watch that goddamn press conference. Because you didn't watch the post-game press conference. You can sit up there and lie to everybody else and say that you watched it, but I have it on good faith that you didn't watch that shit. Because it was not about self-promotion. He praised his players. He even singled out some of the players who made the contributions necessary for Colorado to win. He praised the other team. He praised the other team's coach. And if you was worrying about him being humble, considering that you missed the part that Jason Whitlock, that Deion Sanders said, hey, look, there's some things we need to clean up, especially on the defensive end and those special teams, because those two areas were horrendous. That's what he said. So if you wanted a little sprinkle of humbleness, that's where it was right there. The fuck are you talking about? Oh, I can't stand this fat motherfucker, yo. Woo! Look, I pulled up a transcript back on December 7th, 2022, right? Because I'm going to read this thing. I'm going to read this transcript I pulled up from December 7th, 2022, and this proves that you were never a fan of Deion Sanders. Told me, well, I have to stop supporting Deion Sanders. Get your ass out of here, you. Whoo, Lord have mercy. Because, see, unlike you, Deion Sanders ain't a quitter. Yeah, there's trials and tribulations that a person gonna have to endure at one point or another. That's part of the process. But either way, let's get to this. Deion Sanders. The thing that alarms me the most is just because I'm leaving Jackson, they think I'm leaving African Americans. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm black. I can never leave who I am or what I am or how I go about that. It is still my task to look in that locker room and see 65 to 70% of African American men trying to help them get to the next level, as well as the others. My call is for young men, young women, and people of all walks of life, social climates, and all ethnicities. That's my calling. My call is not built on a location, it's built on a destination. Now that was good. You're supposed to clap for that. We just started, and you're already getting on my good stuff. Now, Fat Mouth replied back to that comment and says this. That's Deion Sanders. He tells people to clap, they clap. They follow every word that comes out of his mouth. I want everyone to know that I'm black, but I'm not leaving black people. And then this is where Jason Whitlock goes in his you know, usual diatribe spot, not his little diarrhea of the mouth. Look, man, Jackson State campus is 98% black. Colorado's campus is about 2% black. You did need black people. I don't think this is going to go well. I don't think this is going to go well at all. I really believe that this is going to set black coaches back quite a bit. Deion and the lack of values that he's showing, and particularly black coaches who were former players that all want to get jobs, from his press conference to his meeting with the players. If I'm someone with a brain, you ain't got no fucking brain, but you do got a lot of fat in your body, but you ain't got no goddamn brain. If I'm someone with a brain, I'm going, this is why I don't hire former great players. They have no idea the difference between coaching and playing. It's great what he did at Jackson State, recruited a bunch of talent, and they won some games, but that's just not going to fly at this next level. I just don't see this working. My disappointment in him leaving is I felt there was a great opportunity to take Jackson State swag and HBCU football to a whole new level, and I feel like Deion could have been at the forefront of that. He should have inspired, demanded, and taught black celebrities and to pour in more money into these universities, particularly Jackson State, and just talking that thing to a whole new level. Second level of disappointment is Colorado. It's not Florida State. Well, he did not graduate from Florida State, you fuck. It's not some SEC team. It's the worst team in the Pac-12. They went 1-11 last year, and it's virtually been a graveyard for every coach after Bill McCartney. Maybe I'll be wrong, which you are, and he doesn't fail, but everything in my soul, or lack thereof, tells me it's not going to work the way he's going. If he left for something better than Colorado, I would have a less of a problem of it. I'm tired of everyone or everybody putting on their Black Lives Matter flags, everybody talking about how pro-black they are. Deion at his press conference talking about I haven't left black people. Deion had a chance to do something for all the students at Jackson State, not just the kids on the football team. I'm tired of black people, particularly the celebrities and the elites, talking about pro-black, and I'm about black this, and we need Black Wall Street and blah, blah, blah. We don't have the discipline to build our own. We don't have the commitment to build our own. The first sniff we get outside of our own, we run to it. We love to beg. We don't like to build. That's the kind of shit that Jason Whitlock was out here spewing out to the people. Now, first of all, Deion Sanders didn't beg anybody to leave Jackson State. Colorado was begging him to take the job. The fuck are you talking about? What's up, Eric? Thank you for your donation in the super chat. I really do appreciate it. The fuck are you talking about? He begged Colorado to take that job. No, Colorado begged him, you fucking idiot. Why are you sitting up here lying to people? That's the thing I don't get. Look, if you hate the man, just say you fucking hate the man. But don't fucking lie. Don't fucking lie. You've always hated Deion Sanders. Then on May 3rd, this what you said about Deion Sanders when it comes to the whole situation about the NFL. I'm going to read this transcript, right? Deion Sanders on Twitter. This is on May 3rd, 2023. Deion Sanders on Twitter. So proud of you, Isaiah Bolden. You deserve to be drafted much higher, but I'm truly proud of you. I know how much you want this. I'm ashamed of the 31 other NFL teams that couldn't find draft value in all the talented HBCU players, and we had 3 more draft-worthy players at JSU. Now, this is what 310 Walrus Jason Whitlock replied to Deion Sanders on his show called Fearless, even though he feared the public when the public get at him for all the bullshit he says. But he's fearless, right? Okay, yeah. Way to project there, buddy. Way to project. You say you're fearless, but yet when we get at you for the stuff you say, yeah, you become so fearful that but you're fearless, right? Yeah, sit your stupid ass down somewhere, fat nigga. Anyway, just Deion Sanders is whining about Isaiah Bolden on probably one of the happiest days of Isaiah Bolden's life. It's a great day for him, of course. Deion is there to make him a victim, and then he should have gotten drafted higher. Bolden was the lone player drafted from an HBCU. In recent years, corporate sports media has run with the narrative that NFL teams are unfairly avoiding selecting HBCU players, insinuating that racial bias is at the root of franchises choosing players from predominantly white schools. What's at the root of Sanders choosing a white university over Jackson State? Is Deion Sanders racist? Is she ashamed of himself? I'm ashamed of the unapologetic shallowness and cowardice of jocks, ex-jocks, and jock sniffers. And use a fucking jock strap sniffer, you fucking bitch. Anyway, American sports had long been a safe space for masculinity. Now they're a haven for victimhood and illogical whining. Hey, Deion and everybody else out there, the first 10 picks of the draft were black players. Three of the first 4 picks were black quarterbacks. The draft looked like the BET Image Awards. Loud flamboyant suits, gaudy jewelry layered around necks, wrists, and ears, baby mama celebrating, and their meal lottery tickets cashing in, overweight women in ill-fitting dresses, enough weave to draw the eye of Peter. The draft has been stripped of all authenticity and masculinity. I used to absolutely love watching the NFL draft. Now I can't stomach watching it. But there's quite a few things you can stomach though in the Jason Whitlock. It's just another event in the racial victimhood Olympics. Deion Sanders took the gold medal this year. The super wealthy black man who abandoned HBCUs after 2 years can't understand why the NFL shops for talent outside the Chitlin circuit. Really? The NFL used to routinely draft players from black colleges before all the best black players started attending white schools. In 1968, according to Wikipedia, the NFL selected 11 players from Jackson State. In 1975, 5 Tigers were selected, including running back Walter Payton and linebacker Robert Brazile. Payton and Brazile both are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Let me ask Deion Sanders and all the other racial idiolaters, is the 2023 NFL more racist than the 1975 NFL? Take a moment and think about it. No, we don't need to think about it because that's a stupid ass take coming from a stupid ass person. All the highest paid players in the NFL are virtually all black. All the top paid quarterbacks, all black. The first 10 picks in this year's draft, all black. But oh my God, only one player from an HBCU got drafted. That's racism. They've been singing this song for about the last 5 years. When there's no racism to really address, these guys go make it up. It's not just black players they want drafted. Now it's like, well, what school they're getting drafted from? What neighborhoods do they come from? What cell phone carrier do they use? That black cell phone carrier? The next complaint will be none of the black players drafted are dating black women. The NFL must address that. I can't wait for that to be a story. The best black players by choice go to Alabama, Michigan, Georgia, LSU, etc. They go to predominantly white colleges. Let me stress that again, by choice. That's an us decision. We used to go to HBCUs, but because the white man's ice is always colder, we now go to predominantly white universities by choice. It's the same as that thing Deion Sanders does and did. As a player, Deion chose Florida State. As a coach, he chose Colorado. Deion wants 31 NFL teams to make a choice and or a sacrifice he's willing to make. Well, considering that Deion Sanders graduated from an HBCU, I find that surprising. In your investigation, Jason Whitlock, you left that part out. That's a cowardly mindset. It's the mindset of the modern elite athlete or coach. They avoid sacrifice and criticism by any means necessary. Not one NFL owner, executive scout, or coach will call out Sanders hypocritical nonsense. They're afraid. They know race-bending pundits at ESPN and Fox Sports would chastise them. Men lack balls and conviction, excluding anti-vaxxer Kyrie Irving. There are virtually no modern versions of Jackie Robinson and Muhammad Ali. Okay, I'm not going to waste any more time spotting out this diarrhea of the mouth that Jason Whitlock out here projecting on the people. See, this is the false narrative that's being put out here by a guy like Jason Whitlock. Why? Because this is what he's paid to do. So you should not be surprised of this verbal vomit that Jason Whitlock is putting out here in the atmosphere for us to consume. And this type of stuff is rotting away brain cells. I know I'm losing brain cells just by reading this nonsense. Clown. He's a buffoon. He is the walking embodiment of camel shit buried in the desert sands of Saudi Arabia. So when it comes to the legendary buck dancing extraordinaire, this is what he always does. Demonize the brother and protects the other. Demonize the brother and protects the other. I mean, we can go down the line of examples that Jason Whitlock has used to demonize black folks. What's up, Kevin Wedderburn? And look, what about Deion Sanders when it talked or Brittany Griner? Even though I agree with Brittany Griner, but he killed her about that. And I find it ironic that he talks about LeVar Ball, saying that Deion Sanders, the modern day LeVar Ball. Actually, Deion Sanders been like this his whole life. LeVar Ball was a flash in the pan. And then LeVar Ball killed your ass when LeVar Ball told the whole world the only thing Jason Whitlock should be talking about is snacks. Yeah, LeVar Ball killed his ass when he said that. Why? Because when LeVar Ball told Christine Leahy to stay in her lane, who's this individual that putting on his Mighty Mouse cape trying to come in and save the day? Trying to save the white damsel in distress. You guessed it, it was Jason Whitlock. And that what prompted LeVar Ball to come out and say that the only thing LeVar Ball should be talking about is snacks. Well, LeVar Ball, that's the one time in my life I agree with you, but I want to throw a little bit more onto that, right? Because see, Jason Whitlock could be a Travel Channel correspondent, right? Of all the best barbecue spots in Memphis, right? Because he lives out in Tennessee right now. He can go on this Tennessee tour of best barbecue spots, whether it be in Memphis or Beale Street, or you can take your ass down to Knoxville, or you can take your ass to Chattanooga. Wherever tickles your fancy, you fat fuck, makes no difference to me. It's just never ending cycle of shoe shining, buck dancing. Man, ain't even shoe shine at this point. And he put that hockey spit on it. Pooh. He put that on it. And them shoes be so shiny that it reflects his reflection need to be displayed on them damn shoes. But you should not be surprised. You should not be surprised of the verbal diarrhea of the mouth that Jason Whitlock is putting on for the people. And the thing about it is, this man is unapologetic, he is unyielding, and he is unwavering in his disdain for black folks. He remind me of Bernie Mac off of Don't Be a Menace to South Central. This motherfucker hate black keys on the piano. He hate his gums because they're black. That motherfucker probably hate his own black skin. He hit that black ass Wesley Snipes. This is what Jason Whitlock is. Because this man, and what I do means this man will do anything for white acceptance. He will align himself with anyone who he needs to align himself with for white acceptance. He don't mind being the pet Negro. He don't mind being the token flunky. This is why when black folks is out here talking about reparations and how we need to get reparations, who's at the forefront being the crash test dummy? This guy. Jason Whitlock will have no problem going on his YouTube channel or going on some right-wing nut toilet and spout the anti-black talking points, all for a case of Milk-Bone dog biscuits. That's what he do. So you should not be surprised. There's no low that this motherfucker won't stoop to get his rocks off on shitting on black people. That's what he do. If that motherfucker had a chance to bleach his skin right now, he would do it. I'm surprised he hadn't already done it, to be honest. I'm surprised he hadn't already bleached his damn skin. But he was set up here demonizing Deion Sanders for what? What Deion Sanders did to you? Huh? What Deion Sanders did to you? I just want to know. Would the Deion Sanders not sign your football when you gave it to him, right? You went to Walmart, you found this Wilson football that you like. You bought that Wilson football from Walmart, or you probably bought it from Amazon. Wherever tickets your fancy Jason Whitlock makes no difference to me. All I know is you got to get that football. You went to Deion Sanders. Hey, Deion, could you sign my football? I'm a big fan of you. And Deion Sanders like, I got better things to do. I ain't got no time for that. And after that, that's when you went on this nonsensical jihad shitting on Deion Sanders every chance you get, right? That's what happened. I just want to know what the fuck is all this hating towards Deion Sanders for? See, you sitting up here always talking about, well, we need to have black excellence and all that. Well, this black excellence right in front of your face, and you still can't see it. So who's the real hypocrite? Who's the real sellout? Because you basically called him a sellout without calling him that. So who's the real sellout, Whitlock? Because you got a proven track record of that shit. Your record of being a buck-dancing sellout is well documented. See, there needs to be penalties for this kind of treachery, man. And this is the problem we have in today's society. There's no penalty for this kind of treachery, whether it be your ass, whether it be Stephen A. Smith, whether it be Umar Johnson, who out here licking the pussy of Stanky Hunter. And where the fuck the school at, goddamn Umar? You take all them goddamn donations from people, and there still ain't no school yet. So where's the fucking school, Umar? Cause you was another one running him up by goddamn Deion Sanders. Don't think I forget. But you over there licking the stinky cooch of Stinky Hunter. Fuck out of here. Anyway, like I said before, your track record of buck dancing, corn shucking, and shoe shining is well documented, Jason Whitlock. So what you ain't gonna do is sit up here calling yourself projecting all your insecurities, all your transgressions, all your illegalities on the Deion Sanders. This man is solid. He's solid. He's 10 toes down. He's been congruent. Everything he says and everything he does is congruent. Then you are here, you of all people, Jason Whitlock, got the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to call yourself cherry picking some Bible verses on Deion Sanders? Because who Deion Sanders is not congruent with who you think he is. Like he told that one reporter at the press conference, he don't care about what you think about him because who you think he is not who he says he is. You don't make him, so you can't break him, and you can't stand that. You can say whatever you want to say about Deion Sanders, but at the end of the day, it's going to fall by the wayside to him. Because see, a man like Deion Sanders need to be protected because when you got bootlicking shills like Rob Parker and Jason Whitlock, two guys who've never done it, but they're sitting up there trying to tell you how it should be done. They ain't never done it. All they know how to do is go on camera behind the fence of death measures and do a zoom, 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 and a boom, boom, and spit the little verbal diarrhea of the mouth. And they acting like they're the end all be all, what's right, what's wrong, and what's just and what's not. No, motherfucker, you are not the end all be all of what's right and what's wrong and what's just. Hell, I'm not the end all be all of what's right and wrong. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I am. But what I do know is this display of off-brand, off-code behavior is unacceptable. I got a lot more, and I could be on this thing for 2 hours going on this fat motherfucker Jason Whitlock. But I ain't got that kind of time. You don't have that kind of time neither. But for the time you are listening to me going on this fat fuck, I appreciate it. I really do. And this is something I've not said quite enough. But I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to my channel. I thank you for lending me your ears for me to be your voice. Because if not, I'll just be another guy on YouTube talking shit. Even though YouTube don't like sending out notifications, even though YouTube will shadow ban me, strike me, do all kinds of stuff to keep me from growing, but you keep coming back. And I really do appreciate that. But tell me what you think about this gelatinous gargantuan giant, the modern day butt dancing sellout Jason Whitlock. You not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Last but definitely not least, shouts out to the mighty Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Hey!